Ladies and gentlemen, shotguns are a big part of Fortnite, and really if you're going to want to go ahead and win a game of Fortnite, you're obviously going to probably get in a few shotgun gunfights, and it usually takes skill to go ahead and actually win those gunfights with the shotgun, because you're going to need aim and accuracy and just making sure that you're getting those shots and making sure that you're killing the other person before they can kill you, basically. But most of the time that requires skill, unless something like this happens. Yeah, so basically still, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want to make sure you go ahead and actually learn how to use shotguns, know how to use them properly, and that's what we are going to be doing in today's video. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make sure you go ahead and get more kills with shotguns, because I know a lot of you guys out there struggle to use shotguns, struggle to aim, or you find yourself getting a lot of 6 hits or 7 hits, but this is going to be the best guide that you're going to go to, and we're going to go in depth on what you should use, what shotguns you should use, what shotguns are going to help you really kill opponents. We're going to be talking about each of the shotguns in the game and how they are best used and what you guys should really be using. So make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, as well as going ahead and chucking on the notification bell to stay up to date with all of our videos coming inside the future. Anyway, let's get into this right now. So we have 3 types of shotguns inside of Fortnite. We have the tactical shotgun, the pump shotgun, and the heavy shotgun. Now, these 3 weapons both have different strengths, different weaknesses. I'm not going to be going through all of them right now, and after I go through all their strengths and weaknesses, I'm going to show you what you guys should use to make sure you're going to be maximizing and making sure you're getting more kills, but I'm going to be going through the strengths and weaknesses of these. I'm going to start with the tactical shotgun. Now, the good thing about the tactical shotgun is it's fast fire, so I would recommend the tactical shotgun for someone that maybe is less confident at using shotguns and isn't the best aimer. This is probably the best beginner shotgun, but you're not going to be really getting those high damages unless, of course, you get lucky like that guy at the start there with the clip where he knocks off 160 HP in 1 hit. But most likely, you're really only going to be getting like maybe a 50 hit, maybe a 100 hit, but really, you're not going to be getting those amazing like 200 hits or whatever. But the best thing to do about these is you're going to want to really, if you're using them and if you can't use any of the other shotguns, make sure you go ahead and you need to practice aiming for the head. Like, you need to hit the head with this gun. Like, if you're going to want to deal a lot of damage, headshots are a must. Now, you're going to want to make sure either way, maybe turn down your sensitivity, turn it up or something, but with this shotgun, you're going to want to make sure you can go ahead and actually deal that high amount of damage, which you're going to need to go ahead and get headshots for. Otherwise, really, if your opponent's got a pump or a heavy, you're going to get absolutely destroyed in the gunfight if they can aim. Now, moving on, we have the pump shotgun. Now, the pump shotgun is probably one of my personal favorites as it does a high amount of damage. And if you get headshots with this thing, you're going to be absolutely just destroying everyone. Now, I always like to have a shotgun inside of my inventory just so I have that high source of damage, which this thing, in my opinion, is probably one of the best shotguns. Probably, I'm not sure, this one or the heavy is my favorite, but the heavy is a lot rare and you might not get one every game. So I would try and learn the pump. Now the pump does that high damage obviously, but it has that slower fire rate, and seeing as though there's no double pump anymore, you're going to want to make sure that you are really accurate, because if you miss one shot with the pump shotgun, you're honestly probably going to be screwed in the fight. But if you get that first shot on, you're most likely going to win that gunfight, because that's how OP that the shotgun is, and the pump shotgun is inside of Fortnite. Like, if you get a headshot on the opponent, it's most likely going to be 150 headshot if you're at pretty close range, and really you got the advantage in the gunfight, and you can even just pull out your AR and finish them off with 2 other shots, which it really is the strong point of this. So if you think that you've mastered the aiming with the tactical shotgun, go ahead, try and move on to the pump. Now the pump's a little bit different, but it is, in my opinion, a little bit better if you can master it, just because of that high damage. And I always think, try as best as you can to go ahead and use the pump shotgun every game, if you are able to, of course. And our next shotgun right here is the heavy shotgun. Now the heavy shotgun was recently added, and I find this thing just an absolute, as Mr. T Lexify says, an absolute devastating, destroying, killing machine. Literally, that's what it is, bro. This thing is insane. Now, like from decent range away, you can go ahead and if you get a headshot with this thing, 100 damage. It's insane. The amount of one taps I managed to get with this, it's crazy, dude. This weapon can deal high amounts of damage and it can just absolutely destroy your enemies. So if you can go ahead and use these, bro, if you get them in the game, I recommend definitely go ahead and pick them up. What it reminds me of is, I've said this in my streams, that's basically like a tack and a pump mixed together, and I just think it's just absolutely amazing. I'm going to show you guys, obviously, a strategy on how to make this thing even better later on the video, but this thing is an absolute machine. You're going to want to make sure you go ahead and pick it up, learn it as best you can once again, and if you can deal high damage with this, get headshots once again, you're going to be absolutely set, bro, because this thing will absolutely destroy your opponents. Now, that's our 3 shotguns in the game. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys how to use them, the best ways to use them, and all that stuff. So, we're going to start here with the tactical shotgun. Now, what you can do, because the tactical shotgun has a pretty low damage output, you can go ahead and pair it up with a pump shotgun. So, you can go ahead, and what I recommend doing is taking out your pump shotgun first, shooting that at the enemy. That will usually do a bit of damage, and if you're a really good aimer and you get a headshot, that'll usually take away half of their HP, if not their whole HP. And once you've shot that bullet, switch over to your attack and then just finish them off, and they should only have a little bit of health left. That's what I find I use a lot of the time, but if I can't use that, or if I don't find attack, or even if I don't have any space in my inventory and I need to get rid of one of them, I will always keep the pump, just because I find the pump to save me in gunfights a lot better, because it just does that high damage output. Now, moving on again, another strategy, I've just said 2 there, basically, just the 1 pump and the pump tack. Now, this one is the heavy shotgun ×2. Now, this thing is insane. Now, it's going to be very rare you get this in the game, and if you do, it's going to be probably at the end of the game. If you can get 2 of these, bro, you're honestly going to win, okay? Like, if you can aim and you have a little bit of shield, you're going to win with this combo. Now, that's how OP it is, in my opinion, dude. I've used this in a few games, and every time I've had it, I've won. Now, it's just absolutely amazing. Now, what I loved using was sometimes when I'm at the end of the game, if I can. Now, this is a very hard and very rare kind of loadout to get, but if you can get this, okay, you're going to want to have an AR, preferably a SCAR, in your first slot, then have two heavy shotguns, I should say, and then go ahead and get yourself a healing, if you can, and then have an RPG in your last slot. Now, this thing I find insane. Now, literally all you do, take out your RPG first shot, shoot it, switch to your heavy shotgun, and usually it takes 1 hit to kill them. If not, you can switch over the other one and shoot it, and it's literally as fast as a tactical shotgun to shoot when you switch between 2 of them, and this thing is an absolute machine if you can go ahead and use that. So they are my really loadout recommendations. If you can use any of them, that would be absolutely amazing, and you're going to have an absolutely insane advantage in the gunfights, as those I find the best to use. Obviously, you're not going to want to rock double tack. I've seen people try it. It doesn't work. Tactical shotgun, once again, probably not my favorite, so I wouldn't recommend that. That would probably be in our worst shotgun spot. Then I'd go up to the pump, then the heavy shotgun, because I just find the heavy shotgun absolutely crazy to use. I love it. And if you go ahead and use them, you're going to be dealing high amounts of damage, and really just, you need to be aiming for the head. Now, as hard as it is when people are jumping around, you're going to need to really aim for the head as best you can, and make sure you're going ahead and getting those headshots, because that's how you're going to be maximizing the damage into all of your other enemies. But ladies and gentlemen, that is basically it. That is my shotgun guide on how to get more kills with the shotgun, and if you go ahead and follow all those tips and use the right loadout, as well as also really just using what fits your playstyle best. Now, just test them, test all the loadouts that I've given you guys, and tell me in the comment section, what one do you like better, because I think that they are all pretty good loadouts, but I think that it really just depends on your playstyle. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that'll end the video. Make sure you do go ahead, smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, and chuck the notification bell. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.